Okay, my name is Sadbir Bakshi and I live in Chennai. I've crossed 50 in the last few years and I've been around for about 30 years in the mission. I joined way back in 88 as a student, traveled a lot with Chariji, Sri Parthasati Rajgopalachariji, our earlier master, and met several people who have benefited enormously from this system of meditation which is called Sahaj Marg or Heartfulness. It's really impressive how every aspect of our life has changed uh, because the root of the problem, or rather the root from which everything comes, rather the mind, is slowly shaped and cleansed to leave out what is not necessary and focus on the real goal. And real goal here we term it as our self-development, our evolution, or being more and more refined as a human being. As far as myself is concerned, I think I've benefited enormously with this practice of meditation. Um, I had a lot of issues with anger, frustration, and so on, which every youth has. But I found that without actively working intellectually on these problems, I found how the meditation practice and the cleaning process just made things disappear from the back. And I just did not know when. And a lot of clarity of mind has come in the process. So it's been some years now that I'm also a trainer, and I have been traveling a lot around the country and a few other countries in Africa, where I have been conducting programs on meditation, on stress management, personality development, and so on. Done a lot with the armed forces and paramilitary, even in border areas in the country. I'm a Sikh by religion, and I have been on the search rather way early. You see, when a child is small, the mother says, "Okay, join me for the prayer." So mechanically you join your hands and you close your eyes. But as you grow, the mental connect is taught by teaching the prayers or reciting something along with the mother. But when you grow older, there's a lot more that has to come from that, and I kept demanding more, and I would not get an answer, which is not offered in the traditional practices or the traditional rituals that we have in religion. So I kept searching, and so within religion, whatever was the highest, initiation or the ceremonies, I did that, hoping that would help me, and then the strict rituals that I had to follow or the prayers I had to do every day. But when I found that that was just not still working out, where the purpose was to read the scriptures and see how I can implement it during the day, and that was not happening. When somebody told me about meditation, I was keen. I used to go for Gita lectures somewhere, and somebody said, "Why don't you start meditation?" And I said, "I need to try something, because unless the mind is brought to a level where it can appreciate higher learning, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, it's just mechanical or it's just intellectual. You keep on struggling with yourself because you know what is right." I remember going for a lecture of Swami Chinmayanand, and I was coming out and I said, "I know what he's saying is right, but it's not part of my life. So how do I implement?" So the gap in knowledge and implementation was my problem. So that's what I found, that meditation solves it. But it's just not plain meditation. Whatever that turbulence inside me is there, that also needs to be cleaned out. And that I found only in the Sage Mark or the heartfulness practice. It's sheer luck that I landed up here. Actually, I prayed for guidance, and within 7 days, as the Lord promises, somebody walked up to me and said, "Why don't you meditate?" And that's why I never looked back.